Alright, starting out. New day today at Cutface Creek Wayside. I'm looking for Thompsonite, and I believe that's what that is right there. A lot of it's all supposed to be in host rock, so see some really good specimens here. You can see the sprays there. Sorry. I'm here at Judge Magney State Park now, about ready to do this Devils Kettle Falls trail. It's supposed to be a really interesting waterfall, a nice trail also. So you can hear the rapids in the river as soon as you pull into the park. Yeah, that's a nice view. It's real nice. There's Highway 61 right there. Lake Superior right off in the distance. All right. Spent the night in Lutzen last night at the Mountain Inn. Pretty nice place. And then woke up this morning, went to the Cutface Wayside, little rest area along Lake Superior, and I went looking for some Thompsonite. Found some Thompsonite, definitely was the place to be for that. And then made my way to Grand Marais, stopped at the Angry Trout Cafe, had some salmon chowder soup, and that was like one of the greatest soups I've ever had in my life. It was so good. I had some grilled whitefish also. That was amazing. And had just a little 15-minute drive further north here, got me to Judge Magney State Park, and this was one of the hikes on my to-do list, was to check out this Devils Kettle. And then after this, I'll be headed to Cascade River State Park, and that's going back south. Besides hunting for Thompsonite, Cascade River State Park were the two things that brought me to this area. So definitely got to do that before I head back tonight. Just a little bit of steps right here. Wasn't too difficult at all. You can still see the river down there, some rapids. here we are. We just got a little bit more to go. Maintained pretty well. As with most of the trails and hikes that I've done in this area, everything's maintained pretty well. Especially considering that they had some major storms and they got all the fallen trees cleared up pretty quickly. Excellent job. So there are things that I'd suggest doing. There's a Beaver Bay gift shop, rock shop, and they had a fantastic selection of rocks and minerals. I stopped at the Coho Cafe in Tofty last night for dinner, and that was really good. So there's a couple other things that I would add to my list that I didn't show in any of my videos. Alright. A little bit closer still. I love this trail. It's got a nice feel to it. You hear the water rushing down in the valley below. Sunlight peeking through the trees. Beautiful forest. Birds are all playing again. It's just a really nice area. All the locals that I've talked to are all real friendly. Alright, as with most waterfalls, there's going to be stairs, so I think I can see the falls right there. Definitely get a good view over here. It's kind of deceiving from the top. The stairs keep going all the way down. Oh boy, it's going to be a fun one on the way back up. Alright, I think I'm at the bottom of all the stairs. And you can really hear the water thumping. This water's flowing fast and hard through here. Alright, this is the upper falls, I believe. See what the view looks like from at the bottom down there. I like how it's got these stairs here to get you better traction. Oh yeah, that's a great view. I like it. That's really cool. Wow. Imagine shooting the rapids on that one. Yeehaw! Oh, that mist feels great. This is about as close as I want to go because the water's really wet. Or the rocks are really wet. Slick right here. stairs. Oh, just taking a breather here. Got my walking staff from Teddy Gooch. Had to bring that with me today. I think I'll be keeping this stick. Oh man. I checked the weather today before I headed out, and it was only supposed to be a high of 60. It's kind of warm, I think. Lots of tree roots and stairs and... Oh man. Alright. I think this is the time. Alright, are we ready for it, people? Check it out. What? Look at that. That is crazy. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Like we got one more viewing platform here. View from up top. Oh, sure is loud. So I'm finishing up at Magney State Park here. I'm making my way back to the car, which is about a mile from here to the parking lot, not too far. I'm saying that now, looking at all these stairs, huh? But yeah, it's about a mile back to the parking lot, and then I'm going to make my way south to Cascade River State Park. I was thinking about maybe going a little further north and checking out High Falls at the Canadian border, or right near the Canadian border. And decided I'm just going to leave now, so that way I have more time to spend at Cascade River State Park. I was talking to a fellow at the top of the stairs, and he was telling me that there's 176 steps and then another 16 if you want to count the You know, the other ones at the end or something like that. And I said, I lost track after I don't want to die. There's a lot of stairs there. Man, it's kind of hot and humid today. But yeah, I knew there had to be almost 200. There was a lot of stairs. I'm about halfway back to the car. The first stretch of the trail is so much easier, so that's comforting feeling, knowing that on my way back. Most of the trail's pretty easy. Doesn't mean I still can't fall and injure myself. Alright, here we are at Cascade River State Park, and I'm about ready to do the Lookout Loop trail, and it's a hiking club trail, and it's a 3-mile loop. It's kind of like a figure 8 trail, so the way there I'll take the left hand side, and the way back I'll turn around and do the other side. Here you can see it in yellow there. I'll be doing this way. And notice in Minnesota here they have these hiking club trails. Wisconsin, we have the Ice Age trails. You know, a bunch of segments. Collectively, they're all part of the National Scenic Trail, the Ice Age Trail. That starts out in Minneapolis or Wisconsin, and there at the border, Interstate State Park, and then it ends in Door County, Wisconsin at Potawatomi State Park. And you get a bunch of really nice segments and really nice hikes. The trails are all maintained pretty well by volunteers. Alright, looks like we're at the first crossroads here. We can go left or we can go right. Oh wow. What a way to start off the hike. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is a great view. Wow. Look how dark that water is. It's really cool. What a beautiful view. That's fantastic. Look at the way that water is just churning down there. Just bubbling and churning. Wow. Yeah, we're off to a great start on this hike already. check out this view. All the way up the river there. Let's zoom in a little bit. A little bit more. Look at the size of those bubbles there. Those are some big bubbles. Alright, this is actually where the trail splits off here. I thought it was right before the bridge, but it's right here after the bridge. There's a little sign telling you to turn and go down that way, but right here it's kind of hard to see this trail. Kind of blends in, but this is the left-hand side of that figure 8 loop trail that we're doing. So just want to keep checking my app to make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, this is the Lookout Mountain Loop Trail that I found on the All Trails app. So that's what I'm referencing when I'm checking on my map. See what trail that I'm actually on. Got ourselves a nice meandering trail here. A little narrower than some of the other trails that I've been on up here, but still it's pretty decent so far. Because I won't be coming the same way back, gotta make sure that I take in everything and see everything that there is to see. No need to walk too fast. Sometimes it's interesting just to see the way the bark's peeling off the trees. I think when you first look at the map of this hike, it looks like it's maybe kind of a large hike, but it's really only a mile and a half there and a mile and a half back. So the last hike I did was a 2-mile round trip. There it was a there and back trail, so as long as there's not a lot of stairs on this hike, we're golden. Oh, I'm out here on Tuesday, day after Memorial Day, and there wasn't a whole lot of cars in either parking lot at both state parks I've been to today. And so far, I haven't seen anybody on this trail. There wasn't really a whole lot of people I passed at the last state park either. So it's kind of nice when you got the trails to yourself, it feels like. Some of my favorite trails are when you got pine trees to the left and to the right of you. They're towering on both sides of you. check the map and see where we are again. Alright, so I'm right here on my journey. I'm gonna go in this, there's actually a trail that takes you back this way. So, I'll actually be coming back around that way, I think. We got ourselves a widowmaker on this trail. Yeah. That's not scary at all. Just take a deep breath and say 10 Hail Marys. Maybe a couple more. Alright, we're coming across a nice little bubbling brook here. I was just stopping and take a little rest here. Went to get my water. And I forgot that I took it out at the last park and put it into the cooler to keep it cool. And so yeah, I just grabbed my backpack and started the hike, and foolishly didn't look to see if my water was in there. And yeah, I got all kinds of nice cold drinks waiting for me back in the car. But unfortunately nothing on me. But yeah, I started this hike at 2:30. It's at about 3 o'clock right now. I'm almost halfway there, so as long as I don't overexert myself, I should be fine. I can't believe I forgot my water, though. Fortunately, it's a little bit cooler. And so that helps. Yeah, it's kind of deceiving there, you know. I've been following this trail here. Yeah, it looks like you just kind of keep going, but good thing I was paying attention. I saw that sign that said, "Look out, mountain trail this way." It's a good thing that they have these little maps all along the way, you know, but yeah. See, now we're back on the, you know, to a different kind of trail again, a nice skinny trail. But yeah, it's time for another breather here. It's really no stairs, but it's all like an uphill walk along this narrow trail. Finally spotted some people a little ways back there. Otherwise, I've had the whole trail to myself. There's a lot of down trees on this trail also. There's just a lot of twists and turns on this trail also, making it, I think, feel longer than it actually is. This trail is pretty narrow, but it's pretty trampled, so pretty worn down. Thank goodness, otherwise it might be harder to see. Well, here I am at the top. At least I believe it's the top. And you can see Lake Superior off in the distance there. Yeah. Just a mess of trees. Fortunately, the rest of the hike is all downhill from here, being that we're at the top of this Lookout Mountain. Yeah, that's supposed to be the view. I guess it's a nice view, but yeah, we are in bear country here, and there's a little food locker there, a picnic area. Just relaxing before I make my way back. I was hoping there's a water fountain or something here. That was a long shot, but you know, one can wish. It's 3:30. I've been hiking for about an hour. I just made it past the halfway point, a little ways back there. So, making pretty good time, considering I've traveled a mile and a half in an hour, all uphill with no water. But yeah, we're making pretty good time so far. I'm in no hurry. It's too beautiful out here to be in a hurry. I think this might be the lookout here that you were supposed to see. Yeah, it's a nice view. Alrighty, 1.3 miles, I think. Back to the river. About where I started. I've been taking a quick breather every 10 minutes, but you can see what I've been dealing with. Coming down this way, I'm not sure which way would have been better to go up, but I think the way I took was probably the better way. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is what we're dealing with on the way back down. Some parts are kind of slick. There's a lot of tree roots and such you gotta watch out for. Boulders, these large rocks. Twist your ankle on. Oh, thank goodness I've been doing pretty good these past few days. On the last leg of my adventure here. So, I'm gonna make it back to the car safely. Tomorrow I'll be back in Wisconsin, and I'm gonna start my day off in either Pattison State Park or Amnicon State Park. I'll be spending the night in Superior, right outside of Duluth, and it's about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours from here. So yeah, I'll be starting my day off tomorrow. Go see some nice state parks in Wisconsin. See some more waterfalls before I head back home. Here we are at the middle of the figure 8. Just came this way. That's the way where I took on the way up. This would be the other way you can take if you want to go up this way. And then this is the way we gotta go back for a little bit. And then this little ways up here, I'll be making my way off to the left. Here we are back at the little bubbling brook. Such a pleasing sound. See, these are always my favorite trails. The ones with the sounds of running water. Alright, so here's about where I parked. Kind of came up this way. And see, here's this little section where you take the same way there and back. And then this is the I think it's the longer way coming up this way and then coming back down this way. It might be better just to go back up and down that way, but at any rate. And so now here's where we are now, and now we're going to do this other side of the trail. So much of the hiking that I've done here at Cascade River State Park is just hiking through the forest like this. You know, it seems to be all there is to see, which is very nice, but this is basically the gist of of the hiking here. You have that nice view at the top of Lookout Mountain. Had some nice waterfalls in the beginning, but the majority of the hiking is just taking this meandering trail through the woods. Nice peaceful little stroll. It's only a 3-mile hike, so it's definitely doable. In the afternoon, I was able to stop at a couple state parks today and do some nice hikes. So really enjoyed the time I spent in Minnesota so far. The parks are amazing. It's just hard to put in words how beautiful and special this place is up here. I really love Michigan's Upper Peninsula and the Keweenaw. It's real nice. Door County is real nice. Wisconsin also. But this North Shore is a very special place. I think I'm going to have to come back a couple more times. I'm making excellent time on my way back. There's some stairs that take you down to the river right here. We're going to keep on pressing on. This last little section of trail basically follows the river here to my left, back to the waterfall where we started. There again, I'm kind of glad I chose this way on the way back because I like hearing that sound of running water on the way back. It's a little more inspiring. Gets you back into things. This is interesting. You can definitely see the river off to the side there. Very close. Alright, we're almost back to the waterfalls. Looks like the main trail continues this way, but there's a really short little trail that goes this way, and I haven't deviated from the trail at all yet today, and this is a very small deviation, but it looks like it gives us a better view. So I'm going to go ahead and take this way just for a very, very short ways here. Well, this is really cool. I love stuff like this. Feeling stuff like that. That's really neat. Got this mossy rock wall to our right. These river rapids to our left, and this sketchy rocky precipice here we're walking on. Definitely glad I took this little detour here. Just trying to watch my footing on the way down. Awesome view of the rapids. I'm half tempted to stick my head in there. I'm so hot right now. That's kind of an exhausting hike, I'm not gonna lie. I could use some water. Check out that huge log wedged up in there. See it? Actually, I think they're pretty good. Really nice spot to stop and enjoy nature. You can actually get right down to the river from here. Let's go ahead and give that a go. There you are. Alright, we are very close to the waterfalls now. It's kind of crazy how calm it was just right back there. Now it's back in the rapids again. I think the river drops 900 feet. I can't remember, like maybe a mile or so. So that's why the rapids are really strong before the river empties out into Lake Superior there. Check out this huge rock. Looks like it's being supported from this rock here from tipping over. It's like it's leaning this way. Yeah, it looks like we have another little ways down there. Kind of snakes its way down there on top of that rock there, and it looks like you can just get a little view of some of the rapids, but I think I'm going to press on. Well, I decided to come down here. I don't have very much time left at this park, and yeah, I'm glad I came down here because look at that view. That is awesome. Very cool.